Hi everybody, My British Computer Guy here with a quick unboxing and a demonstration of the WESIRI 8x32 LED matrix. This is a 256 pixel individually addressable LED panel. It's flexible. I just got this in, so it was from WESIRI. I got this for $16.99, maybe a little bit less. I think I got this one on Prime Day or the Black Friday deals. I can't remember which one it was, but I think it was like $15.99 when I purchased it. But anyway, I wanted to go ahead and show you this real quick. I haven't actually opened it yet, so let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, nicely packaged, got some good. Oh. Well, that wasn't very good packaging, is it really? I mean, okay, so the bubble wrap's on the back. Obviously, just to fill the void, and we would have been better off putting this actually inside the bubble wrap. But anyway, okay. That's really all it is. Okay, it's actually more flexible than I thought, which is pretty good. Okay, so we have power injection cable. And yeah, I mean that's pretty gosh darn flexible. I think of some pretty fun applications we can use that for. I'm already seeing there's a bit of an issue with one of the LEDs right there. Hope that's not going to cause an issue. You can see that. It's kind of looks like it's broken to the side, but we shall see. Okay, on the back, so we have. I'm assuming this is going to be the data and power in. And this is the data out if you're going to go ahead and daisy chain, and I'm assuming these are going to be basically voltage like power injection, because obviously you've got there's like 256 LEDs on there, so quite a few. So yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and plug it up to an ESP32 chip that I already have and see if it powers on. And let's go ahead and also look at the setup. Oh, interesting, it's also got in the upper left hand corner, if you can see that, 3 little pads. It's not clearly indicated which pad is which, but I'm assuming we would use the regular kind of, I'm assuming we'd use the positive at the top, data in the middle, negative at the bottom kind of rule. I could be wrong. Same on the other side for out. Are there any in the middle? I'm guessing not. I don't see any. Okay, obviously this is something I don't think you can't really cut this, so this is the size of the panel. Alright, so let's go ahead and get on to hooking it up to an ESP32 and seeing what it can do. Okay, so I reflashed the ESP32 with the, I actually used the sound reactive version of WLED. It's actually version 0.13.4, which has the 2D effects built into it. Once again, as I say, I don't have the microphone hooked up to this, so we're not going to be able to preview any of the audio reactive effects. But for the time being, we're just going to go ahead and set up the matrix, okay, and get it all working in WLED. So I have actually already taken the liberty of attaching this to my Wi-Fi, so I've already been to the Wi-Fi settings and configured that. So this is now on my network, so I was actually able to go ahead and connect to this using the WLED app, which is available on the Apple Store or on the Google Play Store. So what we need to do first of all is go ahead and let WLED know how many LEDs are in the matrix, because if I turn this on right now, as you can see, the first 30 LEDs are going to light up. And that's basically because WLED does not know how many LEDs are in the matrix. So let's go ahead and just turn this off for a second. And we want to go into the config, and we want to go to LED preferences. So first thing we want to do is we're going to come down and let WLED know that we have 256 LEDs in our setup. Okay. We also want to go, let's go ahead and save that. We also want to tell WLED that this is a 2D panel or a 2D matrix. So you want to go ahead and select strip or panel. It's not a strip, it's a panel. It's a 2D matrix panel, so we're going to go ahead and select that. Okay. We also want to let it know what the dimensions are of the panel. So the width, it says 256. Obviously, it's not 256. The width, this is actually an 8 by 32 panel, so it's 32 wide by 8 tall. Okay. If we have multiple panels, you can go ahead and press this, and it'll actually, you can add extra panels, and it'll ask you where those panels are located. Are they horizontal or are they attached vertically? Obviously, we don't have additional panels, so we're going to make sure that's unchecked. Now, the panel layout, we want to make sure this is correct. So I know for a fact that the data in comes here, and the last pin or LED is here. So the data start position is the top left. So you want to make sure that the first LED position is selected as top left. The orientation is vertical. Normally this defaults to horizontal, but this is actually what we call a vertical panel. And basically the reason I say that is that the serpentine is actually running top to bottom, so in a vertical manner. If the matrix was, the serpentine on this panel was horizontal, you'd select horizontal, but it's serpentine and it's vertical. Transpose, honestly I'm not too sure what transpose is for. Enable automatic brightness limiter, you always want to leave that checked, especially if you're powering via the USB port itself. The maximum milliamps you're supposed to be able to put through that is 1000 milliamps or 1 amp. Typically I've not had an issue with any of these up to about 2000 milliamps or 2 amps, but I'm going to go ahead and just leave this at 1500 milliamps for now. Normally that will default to 850. Now everything else should be in order. Now when you power this on, if you have an issue with the colours not displaying correctly, say for example you select the green colour and it shows blue, you select the red and it shows green, then the colour order may be an issue. To change that, you'll want to come down to here under LED outputs and select colour order and change it from GRB to whichever it is. Normally you would think it would be an RGB panel, but that's really just the order in which the WLED software processes the data. This is actually a GRB panel, so I'm going to leave that selected. Okay, everything else should be set as fine and default, so let's just go ahead and save that. Let's go back and let's go ahead and power on the power. Alrighty, so all LEDs are on. Let's check the colours. Red, green, blue, everything looks good. Okay, and now let's check some of the effects. Sorry. Friends texting me, I'm a popular guy. Okay, so let's go to some of the 2D effects. Now the first set of 2D effects here, these are audio reactive, and as we don't have a microphone set up, we're not going to be able to preview these, but as you can see there are quite a few. So let's start off with the 2D black hole. It's kind of cool. We've got 2D color bursts, DNA spiral. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Okay. 2D DNA. Yeah. Not as exciting. Okay. 2D drift. Let's add a little color to these. You can slow these down by hitting the speed. There you go. 2D fire, 2D fire noise. Okay, so you get the idea. So this is, let's say, this panel only cost me about $15, $16. Links to this particular product and the chips are going to be down in the description below. So they are Amazon affiliate links, so I do get a small commission if you purchase via a link. However, it does not affect the price that you pay for the product. And it helps support me and my channel and keeps me interested in creating new content. The next video I'm going to show, I'm actually going to be doing some more stuff with this particular panel. I'm pretty sure that you can display text on these panels, so I'm going to explore options for that. So stay tuned for that video. Hopefully I'll have that coming out in the next few days. But if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell icon for notifications of future videos. And yeah, I'll get some more content out for you shortly. But enjoy, and here are a few extra different color combinations for you. Take care now. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Bye.